Today I want to discuss with you some items that we should really keep in the back of our mind as we go out to get our essential items and deal with the real world. Some pandemic etiquette tips and techniques. We're going to start right now. Before we get started, if this is your first time with us, I'm Terry and this is Good Guy Inc. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, scientist, or a PhD graduate. I'm just a regular dude talking about regular things in hopes of making us all better people. Just cold hard facts. I'm not spitting any agendas. I'm not gonna try and be biased about anything. I'm gonna come at you real talk. So if this sounds like something you may be interested in, go downstairs, hit that big red subscribe button, hit that bell icon because this video is gonna be a part of a series of videos, my pandemic etiquette playlist. So make sure you get notified when I drop those videos. And with that being said, let's get into the video. Marvin Gaye, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Listen, I know nowadays there's a new norm among us and we're still trying to get used to how to do things. We're still trying to get used to how to really deal with other people, which a lot of us have never really understood how to deal with people, but it's a different video. Some things that we did in the past are no longer necessary, nor are some of them even recommended. Something as simple as a handshake is a luxury that some of us can no longer afford. So I wanted to make a list of things that we should really start getting in the habit of performing when we go out in the real world, when we go out to get our essential items. Now this list is in no particular order, and each item on this list is equally as important as the one before it or the one after. So we'll just start with number one. Number one. Throw away your masks and gloves properly. Some of these I have to admit, I don't understand why I have to mention these because most of us were raised, we were growing up understanding that you have to throw away your garbage in the garbage can. So I'm not understanding what the disconnect is here. But when I go to the supermarket to get my essential items, I see people all the time when they leave the supermarket throwing away their gloves, throwing away their masks, and just throwing it on the ground, or you'll walk around the parking lot and you'll see it scattered through the parking lot. Not only is this rude and disrespectful to others, to the city that you're living in, but it opens up additional routes of exposure to those that have to come up behind you and clean up your garbage because you're too lazy or you may feel too entitled to throw it away yourself. Yep, I said it. If you're watching this video and you are guilty of doing this, you are lazy and there is no level of entitlement that would allow you to throw your garbage on the ground and expect someone else to pick it up after you. So when you're done with your garbage, when you're done with your masks and your gloves, throw away in the garbage can. Don't just throw it away on the street. Number two, adhere to the social distancing floor placards. Everyone has seen these when they go to the store. There are these floor placards, these big stickers that are placed on the floor to show you where you should stand if you're waiting in line at the grocery store, the cashier register, or if you're waiting to go inside of the supermarket. These placards are on the floor to help us maintain social distancing. You're not the sole heir to the universe. Surprising fact right there. A lot of people didn't realize that, but you're not. Some people may have underlying health conditions, and people that have been passing away from contracting this virus are due in part because they have underlying health issues. So, it should only be logical that if people have underlying health issues, they would want to maintain that social distancing away from other people. It would literally take more effort to take an extra step away from this floor placard closer to the person in front of you than it would to just adhere to the floor placards. And if someone asks you to maintain social distancing and stand on the floor placard, listen, they're not trying to be disrespectful. They're not trying to be rude or hateful towards you. They're just trying to minimize their exposure to other people. Not saying that you're dirty, not saying that you have the virus. It's just an extra precautionary measure for them. And that is what they are there for, to help us all maintain social distancing and minimize exposure from each other. If they do ask you to maintain social distancing and stand on the floor placard, listen, just thank them, take a step back on the floor placard. There's no need to be rude or hateful. They're not trying to be rude. Like I said, they just want to maintain that social distancing. Number three, stay home unless it's necessary for you to go out. We hear this all the time. If you don't have to leave your home for unnecessary items, stay home. Now you can leave for essential items if you have to go to the grocery store, if you have to go to the supermarket, the store, if you have to run errands that requires your physical presence at that location. You are clear to do that because that is essential activity. But if you don't have to leave the house, don't leave the house. This will minimize exposure from yourself from contracting the virus, not only limited to the COVID-19 virus, but some other virus, the regular flu or something else that's going on. But stay home unless you have to absolutely go out. It helps keep you safe and it helps keep other people safe as well, minimizing this exposure from each other. Number four, I can't believe I have to say this one. Cover your face and mouth when you cough or sneeze. This is literally like one of the easiest things to do on this list, and it's something that we've been raised to do. Most of us have been raised to do, and I'm finding it likely that not everyone has been told this, because a lot of people don't do this. But cover your mouth, cover your face when you sneeze or when you cough. Don't cover your mouth with your hand. Bury your face into your elbow, and then you can cough and sneeze and have a good old time right here, all you want to. But just cover your mouth. When you cough, when you sneeze, all those molecules, if you're sick, the virus will be spread out into the air. People walking around don't want to be subject to all that crap flying around the air. So cover your face when you cough, cover your face when you sneeze. Pretty simple. Number 6, do the elbow pump. I don't mean like the people's elbow or anything like The Rock used to do. Now that it is no longer acceptable to have physical contact with each other and perform a simple handshake, there are other measures that we could do whenever we're going to meet somebody, to greet somebody. We could give them the elbow dap, touch elbow. You could smile, you could look at them right in the eye and smile and tell them how happy that you are to see them. There are many ways that we could greet each other. We could also just say, hi. It's a simple way to do it as well, but minimize that exposure with other people, minimize that interaction, and do not handshake with each other. Leave that later on when this virus is behind us. Number 7, be kind to essential workers. Now, we all know that healthcare providers, the healthcare professionals have been out in the forefront of this from day one, and they have earned a level of respect from us because they are the forefront of fighting this virus. But the other ones that are out there are their essential workers that have to wake up every day and physically go to their work location. Many of us have the luxury of working remotely, but some of us do not. So be kind. When you go to the restaurant, be kind to the wait staff. Be kind and tip extra, tip double if you can, but just try to tip them something and be as nice, kind, and politeful to them as you can, because they're probably having a rather rough day, all right? Karen, you don't have to go see the manager this time. Shut your mouth and just let things go. If you have to go to the supermarket, listen, don't berate and yell at the staff and act like they're your personal slave. Greet them, ask them how their day is. If you need something from them, say, hey, do you have any milk left? Do you have any rice left? Has everybody bought the toilet paper today? Do you have a roll left for me? Just be kind to them. Number 8, wear a mask. So I know at the beginning of this pandemic, a lot of people were refusing to wear masks because it was not recommended to wear them. It was more recommended for people to wear masks if they were sick, they felt symptoms, or if they were healthcare professionals. So if you were not sick, it was recommended not to wear a mask. But the CDC and the World Health Organization has actually put out studies, they've made statements that it is actually recommended to wear a mask, whether you feel sick or you don't feel sick. So when you're walking around the store, you could ingest these molecules and then become contaminated with the virus yourself. So wearing a mask really minimizes your chance of exposure to this virus. Some places, some states, some governments, some stores, they require you to wear masks before going inside. So we want to make sure that we are abiding by that requirement that is expected of us. But look, several months ago, people were up in a hailstorm about banning plastic straws, plastic cups, plastic plates, plastic this, plastic that. The world is coming to an end because of plastic material. But now we are literally throwing away thousands, if not millions, of disposable masks every single day because of this virus. That number might be a little exaggerated, but you get the point that I'm making. So the best thing that we can do for ourselves, the best thing that we can do for the environment, is to purchase a reusable mask, such as this one from Fine Hygienics. Ha! Pretty sharp, isn't it? Strike a pose. Blue Steel. And I really need to mention that this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Fine Hygienics. This is my mask, I purchased it, and this is all my opinion. So now that the disclaimer is out of the way, this has got to be by far one of the best, if not the best, reusable mask that is on the market today. Not only is it reusable, but it is washable and it will remain usable for the next 2 years. And recently, the technology that was built within this mask has been tested by the University of Arizona in the United States, and it has been scientifically proven, clinically proven, to kill 99.99% of this COVID-19 virus. Now, the technology that is within this mask is called Living Guard. And what it does is when you're breathing in through the mask, it's gonna kill all the harmful bacteria, germs, and the viruses that you could be breathing in. And if you have the COVID-19 virus, if you're sick with some other virus, when you breathe out, it's gonna kill all the germs, bacteria, and the viruses when you breathe it out as well, protecting everyone that is around you. And it is a lot more comfortable than a regular disposable mask. A lot. So if you see these in the store, if you see these on Amazon, do yourself a favor and buy you one, because they are going to be a great help to you. Even if you are living in an area that is not requiring you to wear a mask, it has been proven that wearing a mask helps you and helps others around you. And quite frankly, blatantly not doing something that is proven to help yourself and help others stay safe is rather childish. You can be pissed off if you want to at this, but it's the truth. Number 9, hold the doors open for people. Listen, a lot of people have a designated entrance and a designated exit door, but these smaller establishments that may not be able to separate the two and have one entry and one exit. If you're walking out that door, you're walking in that door, and you see someone else that is gonna be walking out or in that same door, take a few seconds, step aside, and allow them to pass in front of you and hold the door open for them. Not only is this being kind to one another, it can help shave a few seconds off of their day, but it can also help minimize exposure that person may get by opening that door. And you have already opened that door. So take a few seconds out of your busy or not busy day and leave the door open for them to go through it as well. And then when you get done, make sure you wash your hands and sanitize and all that good stuff too, but hold the door open for other people. And number 10, be kind. Listen, there is a big difference between being nice to people and being kind. This is a time where tensions are nearly at an all-time high. Some people may not buy into the pandemic. Some people may be buying into it too much. It does not matter what your stance is. We are all in this together. We are all in this one step at a time, one day at a time. So just try to go out each day, put more positivity into the world than you take out, and look out for each other. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. Comment down below if you think there are some other items that I might have missed on this list. Let me know what you think of some of the items on this list. Let me hear your feedback. Let me hear your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to talk to you and see how you're feeling. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification, because when I put out these additional pandemic etiquette videos, you're not going to want to miss those either. So until I see you in the next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care of each other.